I haven't done with regards to videography is film at a restaurant, and tonight I'm going to make that happen. If you're new here, my name is Matthew Alford. This is my channel devoted to anything and everything cameras, gear, you name it. I have a video business vlog where I go over my journey, but I also have some gear that I review, things like that. If you like what you're seeing in this video, please give a subscribe, like this video. It would mean a lot to me. I had a friend reach out to me. I filmed his wedding back in the day with him. Him and his wife. They've been married about a year now. They obviously know I do video, so they wanted to reach out. He's, managing this restaurant, and he was saying, hey, I would love for you to come out and shoot video. So we had a 45-minute talk the other day, just chit-chatted about kind of his needs for social media. And, I could have given him a total pitch on how, hey, I can do all this for you for this cost, whatever. But he hasn't really seen what I do content-wise. So basically I said, hey, well, why don't I come out one night and film. They had someone come out and cover their open mic night that they usually have on Tuesdays, and tonight I'm going to cover their ladies night, which is on Thursdays. Basically what's going to happen tonight is they're going to have live music for an extended part. They're going to have happy hour. It's just going to be a good time, and the weather's decent. It's currently 71 degrees, late February in Mississippi, which is something you don't see very often. So, well, say not very often, it's Mississippi. You get all 4 seasons in a day. So it's been about a year since I've seen this guy. Basically going to hang out with him a little bit, gonna film a lot, gonna film, they have an open bar, gonna go hang out there, film a little bit, get some of the kitchen staff if it's not too crowded, things like that. So it's gonna be a good night. At the end of the evening, I'm gonna give you basically what went right, what went wrong, kind of show you my pros and cons to filming a live event or filming at a restaurant, things like that, so you can be a little bit more prepared. So there'll be a little bit of tips and tricks for you towards the end of this video, so stick around for that. Really looking forward to what all we can capture. We'll see how it goes. All right, just rolled up to the restaurant. Gonna go in, holler at my friend, and we'll get it going. What's going on, boss? You on a smoke break?
Spinning out, just trying not to drown when my head stuck on the ground. Can someone help me out? Am I doing fine? Trying to get my head straight, been staying up too late.
It's going good so far. I've gotten fed, which is amazing. It's always good with restaurants. I was like, what am I going to eat after this? And all of a sudden they're like, all right, well, we're going to cook these burgers or whatever, and then what we're going to do is, we'll plate them. You can get some shots of that. And then I was like, all right, so what now? And they go, you eat them. I was like, oh shoot, okay, cool. So I got this bacon queso burger, and also had a couple bites of this pimento cheeseburger. Absolute class. I guess one of the perks of doing work like this. But I'm out at the truck. Forgot to grab the other camera with the zoom lens. Gonna grab that, head back inside. The band's about to start playing. Some more customers coming in too, so gonna finish out the night strong. All right, music starting to play. Get some shots of it.
Y'all been waiting, bringing the weight, make it bottom out your basement. Out in front, make the present feel ancient. Toast on the moon, cheers to dedication. Prepared ourselves for another world wonder. All about paper making dunder. Stay on the incline, never under. Greatness of what can make you.
Whew, what a night. Just now getting done. Let me check the time. 7:40 p.m. Getting out of here. Yeah, thought we had a good night. It was a lot of fun. A lot of the staff here is cool. Like I said, I knew one of the guys. Nice to kind of catch up a little bit. I hadn't seen him in a while. But we had a good time. Had a lot of good laughs. I got food, so that was good. Overall, good night. Thought we got some good shots, good photos. stuff that they can definitely use until the next time I can come out here. Sorry for the bad lighting. I'm in my truck, about to head home. Don't want to do this too much while I'm driving, trying to, obviously be safe. Though we had a good night tonight. This is, we kind of had a good marketing discussion while we were in there. We talked a little bit about how, this is just a discovery thing. Like I said, man, you're not gonna hurt my feelings if you move on from somebody else, things like that. But, I want to try to impress with this video. So, and I think that's what's going to happen, hopefully. Got some good shots, managed to get some stage things. But I wanted to kind of walk through some of my pros and cons. Pros, obviously, if you work at a restaurant, more than likely they'll feed you. And as a big man myself, that was amazing. They were cooking food and they were like, hey, let's stage some shots, let's cook some burgers. And I was like, oh, that's great. Maybe we'll give it to a customer or whatever. And then we got done and they were like, hey, how about you eat it? And I was like, oh, tell me twice. But anyway, that was really good. Got drink as well. But I mean, that's obviously a big perk wherever you go. I mean, there may be certain businesses where they may give you a little bit of a perk for working there. So I don't think it just applies to restaurants, but I certainly think it does help with restaurants. With restaurants, you get a little bit of a sense of camaraderie that you don't get in a lot of places. A lot of these people work together so closely on a regular basis, pretty much every night. So it's always a good vibe. A lot of people are picking on each other. So it's always fun to work a restaurant gig like that. One thing that I think you need to be prepared for whenever if you're a videographer wanting to film something, not every restaurant's going to be perfect. And certainly there may be some times where it may be too dimly lit. So if you've got a camera with good low light sensitivity, then yeah, you may be doing good. Or even a lens where you can drop your aperture a little bit. I think you'll be fine there. But I did notice this restaurant was a little bit dark. Luckily, I mean, with experience that I have, I'm able to kind of focus on, what can I do to combat that? Obviously I can't bring a lot of lighting in there. I don't want to be disrespectful to the guests, but I have, good low light sensitivity. I'm shooting on the A7S IIIs. It's pretty easy to be able to shoot. I always joke that these cameras can film in pitch black. If you're trying to capture a lot of the, audio in some of these places, you might have a little bit of a hard time because they won't necessarily, some may be really echoey, not a lot of soft surfaces in these restaurants. They did have a little bit of live music, but luckily I wasn't capturing audio, so I didn't really need that. Also, another tip, whenever you are filming in these circumstances, try not to make such a complicated rig. So I'm rocking with I have a small rig cage on my camera, but I also have a little microphone on top just because I was vlogging and things like that. But I also didn't want to take in, I could have a monitor. I have a 6-inch Viltrox monitor that I can put on here. And, that would be fine and all, but it's a little bit distracting to the guests. So a lot of people aren't afraid of cameras, but when you start adding all these pieces of gear, like if I added a shotgun microphone that's like super long on it, people may get a little bit distracted and may not enjoy their meal as much. Another tidbit, along with the aperture thing with regards to your lenses, also be sure to have some sort of zoom lens that can, have a higher aperture. That can go down and help with the low light sensitivity. I was using a 7200 in most cases, trying to film almost across the restaurant, trying to get a shot of somebody. I don't want to get all up in their face. And I think sometimes, yeah, you can do that, but sometimes people, it's a Thursday evening. Some people are just trying to enjoy their evening, not trying to go too crazy. It's not really a party scene. There was a bar at this restaurant, but at the same time, you want to make sure you're respectful to the guests. So keep that in mind if you're going to film at any restaurant anytime soon. That's my 2 cents. Thought it went well. Really enjoyed the food. They have a great menu, so I'm hoping we can come back again. I was joking with them, maybe making like a March Madness bracket and have me take, a bite of pretty much every food that they have and rank it and see which one is the supreme food. A lot of them have their own opinions, but I think that'd be a fun little thing for me to do later on with them to build a little bit more camaraderie with the staff. No complaints from me. The staff was awesome. Crowd was awesome. But yeah, gonna get to working on a video and working on some photos, but I really appreciate you watching. If you stayed this long, please consider subscribing. Please consider hitting that like button and tuning in for more content. I've got a lot of stuff planned. I'm looking forward to what the rest of 2025 holds. The business is growing. Got some things I want to review, things like that. So the channel's going to grow in the future. So as for now, I will catch y'all in the next video.